Hey Google, I'm home.
Hi, Antoine. Welcome home.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my house, man. This is my living room. This is where I do a lot of my good thinking. Anyways, I wanted to show y'all the, what is this thing called? This is the LG ThinQ Speaker WK7 with Meridian technology. Now, I told y'all about this Meridian technology while I was reviewing these bad boys right here, the PK7, PK5, and PK3 respectively. Let me go ahead and set these to the side because I've already unboxed this little gem right here and plugged it up. So, man, it's got some weight to it. Man, I can see the drivers in here. There's definitely more than one. I don't see anything on the back. It's a front firing speaker. I just had to talk about that because I had it in my hands. But let me talk about some other stuff. So it's got this Meridian technology in it, which I've never seen Meridian technology or heard it until I heard those speakers. It's a technology that they use to basically balance the music as you increase the volume. So even at the highest volumes that you can achieve on whatever speaker you're using, or the speaker that's loaded with the Meridian technology, it actually balances it out so there's no distortion. You always hear good clean bass, and you always hear the best possible way to hear your mids and highs. So that's why these speakers sound so good. But with that kind of power comes great responsibility. Man, they packed it up in this this LG Wi-Fi speaker right here, and they went ahead and threw some Google in there too. So it's powered by Google and Meridian. All right, so we got LG, Google, and Meridian partnering up. I was just kind of reading some instructions here because it does have some features that you might want to know about. And if you think about purchasing this speaker, you might need to know about them. So let's go ahead and put this back in there because I think I know everything now. I'm like a LG ThinQ guru at this point. So first of all, when you get the speaker, go ahead and download the Wi-Fi speaker app in the Market, Play Store, whatever you're using, right? So it looks a little something like that. Mine's already been hooked up. So you go ahead and set the app up first for LG. And then you go onto the Google side, you go to your Google Home app, and then you go ahead and identify the speaker and set it up like you would any other Google Home device. And it sets up exactly like that. It's extremely seamless. There shouldn't be any hiccups in setting this thing up. Super user friendly. But let's take a look around it real quick before we get into all the details. Got some dust on the bottom. It doesn't come out of the box like that, but it was on my dusty old shelf. But you got your DC in right there and a reset button on the bottom. It does come with a power brick. Unfortunately, it does not have a 3.5 millimeter input, which, why would you need that anyways? I'm trying to think of why would it need a 3.5 millimeter? It doesn't. I don't think it doesn't anyway. It's a great speaker on its own. I've actually already heard it. It's a fantastic speaker. So no need to hook up any other peripherals or anything like that. It's got some serious weight to it. It's not gonna go anywhere once you set it down. And I like the fact that it's just like this big can tube style design. That means it's kind of inconspicuous. If you tuck it away on a shelf or something like that, you're not gonna see it. I'm not sure if they have any other colors. I got this blackish gray. It's more on the lines of black side. It's matte finish, so that's kind of nice. Nothing in here is shiny. All of my furnishings look old because we did it that way on purpose. So I'm glad it's not shiny. But let's look on the top, man. So on the top, you got these two microphones right here. Then you got a play and pause, and then you got a function button right there, and then you got a volume down and volume up. And then you got your Googler button right there. And then you have a mute button on the back, and that's where the microphone picture is, and that's your mute. I don't never need this thing muted. I need it listening to me at all times because I be commanding my house. My whole house is powered by Google. So if it's a smart speaker, we gotta check on two things. We gotta check on to make sure it actually Googles like it's supposed to, and then we gotta make sure this sucker sounds good. Now I've already given you some spoilers, but let's test out the Googling technology. So if you go into your Google Home app, everything's gonna work the same, right? So even if you're next to the speaker and you don't wanna say, hey Google, you don't wanna actually say that, you can actually long press this button right here. It's not even a button, it's a touch panel. And it kicks in right there, ready to listen to you. Or you could just say, hey Google, and then it starts listening just like that. So let me go ahead and just, I don't know how you cancel it. I guess you just wait until it stops listening. Okay, there it is, it stopped. Okay, so I've already been playing some music. When I walked in the house, I was playing some Bob Marley. I have everything programmed. When I tell Google I'm home, it starts playing Bob Marley. So you can play and pause right here from the machine itself. One love, oh The lows. Man, see, you don't hear it, but the lows in this thing. And you know what? It's actually hooked up to the whole house. So what you just heard was coming through from this speaker to the microphone, and you might have heard some surround from the house. So let me go ahead and disconnect the rest of the speakers so we only deal with this speaker right here. That way we get a pretty good sound test. And this house is kind of echoey, so because we have wood floors and stuff, but we'll do the best we can. So from here on out, we're only going to hear this speaker, not the rest of them playing in the house. Okay, so let me see here. Let me play that One Love again. The low end on this speaker is so rich and clean. God, hold on. Okay, I don't want to get flagged by YouTube, man. But you can. I know you can't hear it in the microphone, but the low end is ridiculous. It's got this. Oh man, it's got great bass. I'm gonna play it one more time. And this ain't even like hip hop type of bass. This is like Bob Marley type of bass. Hold on. Okay. You can hear it breathing. You can hear it breathing because it's thumping out so much bass. I'm not sure what size that driver is, but man, it is kicking out some serious low end tones. All right, so as far as Meridian goes, now I told you as soon as you start turning it up, it balances everything out. And this does a really good job because you can still hear, even though it's got all that rich bass, you can still hear all the treble. So let me go ahead and play the song one more time. That way you can hear those vocals.
One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright.
Hey, shout out to my man Colin Henry over there in Jamaica, man. He's a YouTuber himself, and he's in Jamaica. So I know you know what's up with that Bob Marley, man. So just like the other LG speakers I reviewed, you can actually go back to the LG wireless speaker app. Let me go to that. And you can actually go into these sound modes. So if you go in here, where is it at? If you go into the function button, it says sound effects, and then you can have the enhanced bass like in the other speakers. Then you got the clear vocals. I keep everything turned on because I need that bass and I want to hear them highs and mids. So I keep everything turned on. But going back to the speaker, the hardware of this thing, so it actually does Bluetooth as well. I'll probably never use it in Bluetooth mode, but if you tap this function button right here, you see that LED, it starts to shine blue, and that means it's in Bluetooth mode. So you can go ahead and hook it up, Bluetooth mode, just like any other Bluetooth speaker, and you can control it through the app if you want to. And you can turn those the clear vocals and the bass boost off and everything through the app. But I'm using it as a Wi-Fi speaker because it's a premium speaker and it's set up in the house. And it's not portable because you got to keep it plugged in. So I'm not all up in the Bluetooth world. So can you hear my dog snoring in the background? Anyway, so I'll put it back. Let me make sure. Okay, so when it's in Bluetooth mode right here because it's white. But then you press it again and it's like a touch panel. It's not button pushes. It goes white and now it's in, I guess, Wi-Fi mode or Googler mode. So I can say, hey Google, continue the music.
Hear the children crying, one love. Hear the children crying, one heart, saying give thanks and praise.
Man, I love this thing. As far as hardware goes, man, it's just a simple design. It's just a big canister that just sits on your shelf and just vibrates stuff and projects all kinds of good, clean sound at you. That's why I like this one so much. It's actually a good speaker. Actually, I used to have this bigger square speaker up there hooked up to it was a Google Chromecast audio. I hooked it up to that and it sounded great. But when I compared the two, now that speaker was actually louder. It was a Sound Freak Bluetooth speaker that hooked up to Google Chromecast Mini. Now that speaker was actually louder at max volume, but the sound distortion that came out of there, the clarity, the bass, the richness of it, it had no comparison to this. It wasn't even a competition. It was louder overall, but I don't even turn my music up that loud. Like my music is usually just an ambient sound throughout the house, and keeping it at mid to lower volumes, like most people listening to music, this sounds so much better than what I had up there on the shelf. So I'm glad I got this in the house. It's gonna stay there permanently. This is the new living room speaker. We don't have a like a stereo system set up like a cabinet kind of deal. We have Google Home speakers all throughout the house, and this is by far the best sounding one in the house. Now the microphones work really well. There's only 2 here, but they work really well. And I love having everything connected, so when I walk in the house, I can just say, "Hey Google, I'm home."
Hi, Antoine.
Oh yeah! Woohoo! Get it, Google! Alright. Alright, I don't want to get flagged. Anyways, man, I really like this thing, man. It's going right back on the shelf. As soon as I turn the camera off, I'm going to go in there and cook me some eggs and continue jamming this Bob Marley. I ain't no expert in this kind of stuff, but I really dig this Meridian technology, man. This is some super fly stuff. I'm kind of upset I'm just now finding out about it. And LG, Google, and Meridian at the same time. Yeah, it's a win. Anyways, before I get out of here, tap on that like button, smash on that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all at the next one. Let's go.
All right.